Hi everybody, we're here for Vocabulary Lesson 12. Now this week our root word is scribe or script, which comes from the Latin verb scribe, which means to write. You may think it's odd that I'm wearing this helmet, but it was the closest thing that I could get to a military helmet. Of course, if you know what it is, it's a paintball helmet. But our first word is conscription, which means enforced enlistment of persons, especially for military service, usually to draft. For many years, the United States had the draft, where when their number was called and there was a war going on, they were sent over within the draft and had to go fight. My dad was in the draft and he was in World War II. And then nobody else since then has been in the draft. And I have two sons, 20 and 23, that are both signed up for selective service because that's what you have to do. But right now the draft is not being enforced in the United States. But this is our first word, conscription, enforced enlistment of persons, especially for military service, and a draft. The next word that we have, I'm going to have to take this off, is circumscribe. Oops, sorry. My cat's on the bed. I just upset him. Okay, circumscribe is to clearly limit the range or activity of something, to draw a line around, to surround with a boundary. So circumscribe is to limit, to create that boundary. If you are doing a piece of art and you draw a circle around it, you've circumscribed your artwork. So is to create that boundary. The next word, one you're familiar with, is inscription, and it's something permanently written on. Now if you can see this, this is my son's, they won the national championship a few years ago when he was playing ice hockey. It was in New York. And on the back you can see that it says Rochester, New York, first place. That's an inscription. It's actually engraved in there. So inscription is our third word. The last one is to proscribe, is to forbid as harmful or unlawful. So there's certain things that are proscribed here at Edison High School. Writing on the bathroom walls with a pen is proscribed. It's against the rules. Okay, so this week our root word is scribe or script, which comes from the Latin verb scribe, which means to write. Our first word is conscription, enforced enlistment of a person, especially for military service. The draft is an example. We have circumscribe, which is to clearly limit the range or activity of something, to draw a line around, to surround with boundary. Then we have inscription, something permanently written, engraved, or printed, particularly on a building, a coin, a medal, a piece of currency, the dedication of a book or a work of art. And then you have proscribe here at the bottom, which is to forbid as harmful or unlawful, to prohibit. So these are our words from this week that are new. Last week's words that you can review were our fairly easy words. We had apt or ept was the root word, and it meant to fit or simply fit. We have adaptation, adjustment to conditions of an environment or to a new or different use. We have aptitude, which is a natural tendency, talent, or ability, the ability to learn. We have adept, which is expert or highly skilled. And then we had inept, which is foolish, incompetent, or bungling. So I know you are all adept at these words, and you're going to drop them in the 8 new sentences that you have on your Canvas activity, and you're going to do marvelous. A marvelous job. So get that done. I'll check your notes on Monday, and we'll have Lesson 12 done. So see you in class.